I was 14. I was a freshman in high school. And yeah, my we were getting ready for school and my mom went to wake up my dad and he wasn't waking up and I was a few steps away. He was sleeping on the couch for some reason that night. He just fell asleep on the couch and my mom went to wake him up and I like started hearing panic in her voice and like yelling his name, and before she said anything else I immediately knew. And then I heard her say, "Did he suffocate? Did he suffocate?" And then she started screaming and was like, "Call 911." And I think I don't even remember what happened after that. I think my older sister called 911. My dad struggled with drug abuse. He got prescribed Vicodin for back pain, and that just turned into a couple year long battle with painkillers, and I honestly don't know what other kinds of drugs he was using, but he just became a completely different person. And that's why when my mom went to wake him up, I wasn't completely surprised that he had passed away, because I knew he struggled with drugs. He'd been to rehab at least once. So it was some type of, I don't even remember what the drug was, but he overdosed. He just fell asleep and never woke up, basically. His heart stopped. Okay, so I think she kind of holds a grudge against me because I wasn't really there for the family. My older sister really stepped up and was with my mom and kind of like took care of my mom, and I kind of took a step back and stayed with my best friend's family a lot. And I didn't really want to be around my family because it was harder for me to be around them because they were all sad, and that was just my coping mechanism, is being with my best friend and her family. And since then, really, my mom and I don't have the best relationship. As for my sisters, I think we got a lot closer just because we realized you never know when someone you love is gonna pass away. And we've been through all the same things, and no one else in the world understands what it's like to go through exactly what we went through. I'm not a different person or anything, but it is hard for me to relate to people when when they're talking about their dad and their dad helping them. I obviously can't relate to that, so I just kind of exclude myself from the conversation. And then also, I have a hard time when little problems don't seem so little to me anymore. Little problems don't seem big to me anymore, because people will be talking about just like little everyday problems in their lives, and I'm like, you don't understand how lucky you are to have that kind of a problem in your life. If my dad was still around, I don't even know if I would have ever come to college, because financially I feel like I would have had to stay home and help take care of my mom, because he literally took all of my mom's money all the time. And if I did come to college, I don't even know. It would be a lot harder because I would be worried about my mom's safety all the time. No. Yeah, I guess I went through stages in high school that I was boy crazy and smoked weed and drank alcohol. And I was just I wanted to feel affection from others. I wanted others' approval, and I wanted to feel something because I was always unhappy. And I think it stems from a lot more than just my dad's death. I think it stems from his addictions and his abuse. But yeah, I definitely was not coping in a healthy way for a long time. it turned into a huge blessing because I'm in college. I am doing really well. I'm not a drug addict. Like, that's a blessing in itself that I watched my dad be addicted to drugs my whole life and I'm not an addict. I am engaged to an amazing man who treats me well and isn't an addict and loves me, and I feel like none of this, my life would not, obviously not be even close to what it is today if it weren't for my dad's death. And I had amazing support systems. My best friend and her family, they stepped up and took care of me. So many of my friends and their families, my grandparents, my cousins. Like when you go through something like that, you really see who loves you and all the people that care about you. And yeah, I think a lot of blessings came out of it, even though it was a terrible thing to go through. Hi. We love you.